37-year-old Jamie Michelle Bradley Brundy is behind bars for allegedly killing her 6-year-old daughter and attempting to drown her 8-year-old daughter. At around 1:25 a.m. on Friday the 19th of May, authorities responded to a home on Sam Doyle Drive on St. Helena Island, South Carolina, on a report of a woman trying to drown her 8-year-old child. The victim's cry for help woke her 16-year-old sister. She went to the bathroom where the screams were coming from, and she was able to intervene and save her 8-year-old sister. She then took her 8-year-old sister to safety in a nearby family residence and called 911 for help, and deputies responded to the crime scene. During a search of Jamie's home, deputies found 6-year-old Micaiah Bradley Brun unresponsive. Deputies administered CPR and she was transferred to the Beaufort Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Authorities said that information obtained during the investigation led them to believe that Jamie fatally drowned Micaiah and then tried to drown her other daughter. While arresting Jamie, deputies tased her after she tried to take a deputy's weapon. Beaufort County Sheriff PJ Tanner commended the 16-year-old girl for protecting her family when no one else was available to do so. Later that day, an autopsy confirmed Micaiah's cause of death was drowning. Jamie is charged with murder and attempted murder, and she's held at the Beaufort County Detention Center. The 16-year-old and the 8-year-old sisters are staying with family in Beaufort County. The investigation into the matter continues. 27-year-old Orlando Cruz and 34-year-old Dana Ramon faced multiple charges of abuse after their 2-month-old infant son was admitted to hospital in San Antonio, Texas with serious injuries. Authorities said that on Friday the 12th of May, Diana returned home after picking her children up from school and found Orlando applying pressure to the infant's hands with a baby wipe. Diana told police that she noticed the wipe was full of blood and that the baby continued bleeding. She also said that she found a cut on the infant's left foot. She said that later that evening, she noticed bruises on the child's shoulders and abdomen. She said that she told Orlando that he needs to be more careful in the way he handles a baby because he's creating bruises. At around 11 p.m. on Saturday the 13th of May, the infant became lethargic and lost consciousness, so Diana called 911. Medics arrived and transported the baby to hospital. Doctors advised Diana that the child had multiple skull fractures, bilateral brain bleeding, a fracture to his upper arm, a fracture to his left shin bone, and fractures to both sides of his ribs in addition to bruises and lacerations. Authorities said that Orlando was watching the child on Friday afternoon when he became injured. While questioned at the hospital, Orlando allegedly admitted that his son fell from his hands and hit his left side of his head against the bassinet, but was too afraid to tell anyone. He said that as the child slipped away, he also scratched the baby's face with his fingernail. Orlando was unable to explain to investigators how the child incurred the other injuries and bruises. On Monday the 15th of May, a nurse at the hospital contacted San Antonio Police Department officers and advised them that all the fractures were in different stages of healing, which means the injuries occurred on different dates. The nurse also stated that the rib fractures had callus formations, meaning the fractures happened weeks ago. Diana originally told police that Orlando wouldn't allow her to call 911 or seek medical treatment for the baby, and that he was home all day on Friday and Saturday, impeding her ability to call for help. In a secondary interview, she told police that Orlando left to go to the store during the day on Saturday, but she still didn't call for help. She also claimed to have not noticed any of the injuries because she only changed the child's diapers, and that Orlando was the only one who gave him baths. Investigators argued that any reasonable person will notice those injuries while changing diapers. On Wednesday the 17th of May, Diana was arrested and charged with serious bodily injury to a child by omission. Orlando was arrested days earlier on Sunday the 14th of May and charged with injury to a child resulting in serious bodily injury. Orlando's bond was set at $15,000 and he was released from the Bexar County Jail on Tuesday. Diana's bond has been set at $75,000 and is reportedly still in jail. Bonds were set by different magistrate judges at the time they were booked into jail. The baby is reportedly in a stable condition in the local pediatric intensive care unit. Authorities are investigating a triple homicide after a 34-year-old man fatally shot his wife and her parents on Friday morning. At around 9:45 a.m. on the 19th of May, authorities received a call from a man later identified as 34-year-old Jeremy Bailey. He said he just killed his wife, mother-in-law and father-in-law. Jeremy remained on the phone with dispatchers while officers responded to the family home, located at 1832 East Gentile Street in Layton, Utah. When officers arrived at the premises, They instructed Jeremy to exit the home and was taken into custody shortly thereafter. Officers entered the residence and found 3 victims inside who had been fatally shot. The victims have been identified as Jeremy's wife, 36-year-old Anastasia Stevens, his stepmother, 61-year-old Becky Stevens, and his father-in-law, 73-year-old Donald Stevens. Additionally, 3 out of the 4 family dogs were also killed. The residence belongs to Jeremy and his wife. Becky and Donald were Nevada residents who were in Utah to visit the couple. Authorities are working to determine the motive behind the killings. The investigation into the matter continues.